Before we move on to the next piece, and this next suggestion aligns to what we're going to talk about with the rest of the baby doe funds and the ARPA, whatever ARPA money we have. What we're finding is that we're just getting a whole lot of stuff thrown at us, and we still need to really work through the weeds of what we're going to fund and how we're going to fund that. And so I'd like to recognize Mayor DeWitt. Do you care to talk about the idea that you have moving forward on how to work through some of
I don't mind at all. It just gets concerning that we're just picking pieces and doing resolutions and funding this, that, and the other, when there may be other things out there that are more priority. It's up to this committee to make those decisions. You know, I don't want to throw it at you in a meeting that you didn't expect to last that long, but I've got a spreadsheet I've been working with, trying to figure out where this money goes. We've got, as we know, $16 million worth of requests for $10 million worth of money. We've got a bunch of requests for the baby doe funds. And I just want to sit down and make sure that we've got our priorities straight on everything. I'm not against any of the funding that's been brought up so far. I just don't want the pieces to be gone and then the whole to be gone before something that we think might have been important doesn't get talked about. So what I'd like to do is have the committee together at a workshop type meeting to spend a little bit of time just reviewing the requests that are out there, the money that's out there, and how it fits and what we can afford to put it toward. So that was kind of my idea. I discussed it with Jason, and I should say chairman, and we sort of agreed to take a look at doing that. Got a couple of dates in mind, and I guess, did I talk to you about those, Chairman?
You did. You mentioned a couple.
Do you have a preferred date?
I don't. If we could do it, I think you had mentioned something around the middle of December.
What I was thinking was on a Thursday, since Commissioner Gibson is off on Thursdays, we could do Thursday, was it the first, Sarah?
I have the 1st and the 8th.
The 1st and the 8th at 9 o'clock, or we could do the 15th at 6 o'clock.
I have a conflict with the 15th, but of course someone could take my place.
First day.
It's the three Thursdays, the 1st, the 8th, and the 15th. And the 1st and the 8th would probably be at 9 o'clock in the morning. The 1st and the 8th would be at 9 o'clock, the 15th possibly at 6 o'clock. And I was trying to work around everybody's schedule. I've talked to Commissioner Barker, and she can make most of those. So it's totally up to you all.
11 senators been attendance, Mayor.
Probably not. I could ask him.
I would prefer him to be here.
I'm sorry, who's
The guy that,
The Arkansas,
Oh,
Evan Sanders, I can ask him to be here. I mean, he would have to research what we gave him anyway, so.
Can we, I mean, is it okay if we go ahead and set it for the 15th at 6?
Sure.
Does anybody have any conflict with that? That would give.
The 8th would work better for me.
Is this for all commissioners?
Oh, yeah, I'm a commissioner. It's.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's welcome.
Yeah, it's
It's
sunshine.
a budget committee meeting, but everybody's welcome.
And with that said, to clarify what we're doing, a workshop is not where any decisions will be made, any votes will be taken, anything like that. The whole purpose of a workshop is to go through, collect information, discuss plans moving forward, but no votes will be taken at that meeting. It's just that, it's just a workshop.
The Conroe's better for you than 15th?
The 8th will be better.
It would be. Yeah, the 15th wouldn't, not the 6th, do it in the morning, not night.
Okay, so the 8th would be better.
Yeah, I can do
Okay.
that.
So can we shoot for the 8th then?
The 8th at 9 o'clock.
Would you like to meet here or in the commission? A lot more room in the commission.
Yeah, let's, if we plan on making the commission room, that'd be better. December 8th at 9 o'clock, there will be a budget committee workshop meeting to discuss ARPA and the baby doe funds, the remainder of baby doe funds and ARPA funds.
And in this meeting, Mr. Mayor, the purpose of it will be what? To strategize and to kind of align around your vision for what we'd like to see and try to get the commission to work together towards something like that?
Well, my vision might be a strong word. I mean, I've got some recommendations. You know, I don't want to go into it with you all completely blind. I mean, I want to tell you what we've committed to, what we have left, who's been requesting it, and where I feel would be the best use of the money. I can't make that decision. But, you know, we can, what I'd like to do is probably, you know, keep that spreadsheet live and start plugging figures in and let you all know if you spend this here, it's opportunity cost, basically. It's economics 101.
Yeah, and you know, to make that point, I think, at the end of the day, the commission is the funding body. I mean, we get to set the agenda for how money's gonna be spent. That's, and I appreciate the mayor, for kind of leading the push to help us get strategized and, get some goals set, but at the end of the day, it's us, so.
I just don't want the money to be gone and then us say, oops, should have done it this way. I'm gonna put some more thought into it. It's kind of an extension of the ARPA ad hoc committee. You know, we went through a lot of meetings with that to get it to the point it's at now. But it's time to start committing some funds and just deciding where it's gonna be committed.
And I agree with Commissioner Clance, every commissioner needs to be there.
Well, we'll invite them, Danny, whether they'll be there or not.
That's all you
Up
can
to
do.
them.
With all their lunch.
You buying it?
All right, so with that said, Commissioner Gillum, this next resolution is your project. Would you be okay, holding off and lumping that in that conversation for the workshop?
I think that's fine. I mean, I respect, the fact that, you know, we wanna have that workshop and all. I will say, I think that what we're doing is kind of working through that, maybe a little slower than some of us like by individual commissioners bringing forth certain resolutions and then the commissioners discussing it in public meetings and voting on it. I think that's the legislative process. I am in favor of strategizing so we can all work together and get on the same page. And, you know, but even after that meeting, I'm sure there's gonna be differences in opinion, right?
Always gonna be differences of opinion, but I want all the facts on the table before we deplete the funds and not really realize where they went.
Understood, and I respect that. So yeah, we can put this off till then.
And I guess that also addresses number 7 as well. I know some of you guys are here from the EMA, the 111, from the EMS.
And if they want to explain, they can. It's just, we're not going to take any, I mean, there are no resolutions written for the November meeting on any of this. So this is basically informational purposes. If they want to talk about their request, they're probably welcome. It's up to you. It's your meeting.
Well, and that's fine. They're here. I don't want to waste their time.
Right.
So going back to you, Mr. Gillum, I don't want to offer them something. Would you like to at least discuss item number 6?
Do you have anything, I mean, they've presented and been questioned at length by the full commission and by the budget committee. Did you have anything you wanted to pass out today?
I mean, all we have is just another copy of what we already gave about how we would spend the 100,000. So, but if anybody has any questions, we're happy to answer any questions. But I don't really have anything to add. I mean, we kind of ran our course and, you know, gave our presentations. But I'd be happy to answer questions, and still just would like to extend an invitation for commissioners to come out and we give you a tour and show you what we have going on and see the facility. So we have had a couple commissioners come out, but we'd love to see all of you come out there.
Would this, be, 4 new additions at this $100,000?
It would be, so essentially, one of our biggest problems that we have is we have a waiting list of kids that don't get to come to camp because we don't have the facilities to facilitate all kids. So, I mean, obviously, we could try to just build some new cabins, but we need infrastructure before we just need the cabins and the kids. We gotta have bathhouses that accommodate them and, those type of things. So, these are things we have to do regardless of the outcome. You know, it's something that we have to work towards regardless. So the addition to the bathhouses, it's very important to us because we're at our holding capacity right now. The electrical, infrastructure upgrade, another thing. We can't add new cabins and put electricity to them because all our circuits are tapped out. So these are things that we have to do, and the other line item on there, the food for 2 years. I mean, obviously, like, we can feel real good about adding all these new things, but our operation cost comes every year. So that would establish, help with the operation cost for the next 2 years. And we do think that we could actually extend that. You know, obviously, food prices are going up, and that's a challenge for us, but we do believe that we could actually extend that to possibly 3 or 4 years with some other things that we're working through. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Anything else, Commissioner Miller, do you want?
I'm fine with pushing mine to the 8th if that's good with you. I will make an announcement on the past project if that's okay with you. The radio installs did start today.
Saw that
We're running at a rate of about 1 per hour. We're hoping to ramp that up to maybe 2 vehicles an hour as far as what we're putting out.
Very good, very good. Glad to see that project get moved along. Mr. Campbell, are you,
I'm good for it.
you're good to wait? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Merle?
Good to wait as well.
Okay, thank you. Thank y'all for being here. Item number 8, the drug recovery court budget adjustment. Is anyone here to discuss that?
I don't see anybody here. I'm happy to take a stab at what I believe we're discussing.
I'll be honest with you, I think I agree with Commissioner Gill. Okay,
It's court day. We got sessions court
It's
today.
not a resolution that we're voting on, it's something we wanted to discuss.
Do you want me to elaborate on it at all, or, I mean,
Go ahead, Eric, just tell them.
he's got some staffing issues, and so I believe what he's wanting to present to you all was moving some money around to be able to bring back the former recovery court coordinator as a part-time employee. Currently, he has nowhere to pay that from, due to the seniority of the previous one and the gap of employment between the exiting one and the hiring one. There is extra room in his, for that, his, grant for that, but it's not currently in the proper lines. So if that was something the commission would be interested in doing and granting, I can rearrange that. Of course, Earl said it was December, unless you wanted them out of order, if that was the committee's wishes, but that's what I believe it'll be regarding, is trying to have money in the appropriate lines to pay that employee part-time to come back and help the new recovery coordinator.
I really would like to, I guess, hear from Greg Court on that.
Yeah, it's not something that has to be acted on today.
All right, Commissioner,